Hello, it is Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword today, which means it didn't go well last week, but I'm going to attempt to solve this puzzle using only across clues. It was only downs last week, so I'm going to try only crosses today. And it looks like that might be appropriate to the orientation of the theme. Just glancing at the grid, it looks like we have horizontally arranged sets of circles. So I don't know. We'll see if that works out. In any case, today's horizontally arranged edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, support this channel. They sustain it day in, day out. I am very grateful to them for that. Thanks to those four. Thanks to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. To do so yourself, to help out, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons, and those include the Caught Up mini puzzle pseudo speed solves and also increasingly caught up Bossword's Spring Themeless League difficult themeless puzzle solves. So enjoy those as well. And there's, of course, the official mug for benefactors like those I've mentioned. And finally, there is the, you can support the channel by subscribing on YouTube, which is a big help, of course, and the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. All right, let's get on to today's crossword, shall we? This is by Enrique Henestrosa Anguiano, who's constructed a handful of puzzles, I think, for the New York Times. It's a themed Tuesday crossword. I'll attempt to solve it using just the across clues. We'll see how far I get. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. Let's start solving. First Nations group. It could be the Cree. That's a Native American people. Let's see if that works. I guess it'll take a while to find out if it works. It might be treated with a kiss and a band-aid. Probably, it sounds like it's referring to a child's injury, so maybe a boo-boo. A layered haircut could be a fade. And to harvest could be to reap a crop, and that looks okay in terms of intersecting, or rather following the letters from one across. Bacall of How to Marry a Millionaire. That's Lauren Bacall. It's a classic film and a classic actor. A rising tide lifts all boats goes the phrase that looks a bit strange with 11 down and 13 down. I mean, 13 down could be DDE for Dwight D. Eisenhower, and 11 down could be Fort something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But both of those across answers feel pretty good, so maybe there's another thing other than fade. I don't know. We'll come back to it. Orange-colored fruit pastry. Orange-colored fruit pastry. It'd be great to be able to get a good long one like this, but I don't have an idea for that, unfortunately. Don't know. Central Plains tribe. Oh, right. Okay. Is this the Oto, maybe? I'm not sure about that. That makes me wonder if Cree is actually even correct, because now we have more than one indigenous people mentioned. The reason I think Cree is because First Nations is more often associated with Canada as a phrase, and the Cree, modern day Canada would include where the Cree lived. That's why I think that's. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not sure about this one. Mistaken logical reasoning, a fallacy, a logical fallacy. Denny's competitor, IHOP, maybe, the International House of Pancakes. This looks like block, maybe, 5 down. Let's see. And Okie, maybe, 6 down. I don't know if that's right. Orange-colored fruit pastry. Oh, I just don't know. 7 down could be out or hour. 8 down could be bro, maybe. 9 down could be o'er, the poetic contraction of over. Something tort. Orange-colored fruit pastry. I really want to get this, but I don't know what it is. 1 down could be craft, maybe? Or cruft, I guess. Craft, starting with A seems more likely than starting with U. OT, apricot, maybe? Apricot tort? I would think of a tort ending with an E usually. This could be right, though. Let's look at 24 across. Actress, I have no idea. Actress Cicely of The Help, I don't know. That's disappointing. 3 down looks like early, probably. 2 down, repay, maybe? Oh, no, that doesn't look right. I mean, 3 down could be Earls, I guess. Repay. I don't know. Craft, it's got to be Craft. Tyson? That could be it. 4 down could be Epilogues, maybe? All right, I'm going to keep going. Did I look at that? Yeah, I did. Just Do It and others. There's something slogans or mottos. They're catchphrases. They're ad slogans, maybe? The revolution will not be televised, poet. Oh, Gil Scott Heron. There we go. Good. It's always very helpful to get. Oh. Sorry, I was just going to say it's always useful to get a big long answer like this, but the thing I noticed was this looks like caught, and that could be caught. Maybe it is apricot tort. What does that mean? Caught, sigh. Caught, sigh. God, I have no idea what this means. Caught, sigh. Anyway, yeah, Gil Scott Heron, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. That's classic. And then Head in the Clouds, Spacey. What does this mean? Caught. I have no idea what this means. Yeah, I don't know. Fort Logan? Is Gil Scott Heron? No, that's not how it's spelled. I don't know. This looks like Fort something, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know. We'll keep going. Okay, city that's home to the Shitanoji Temple. Could it be Kyoto, maybe? Oh, 23 down looks strange, doesn't it? Maybe ad slogans is wrong. I don't know. Rhymes over a backing beat. I mean, that sounds like raps. Is it going to be that simple? Let's see. I guess it is only a Tuesday puzzle. Words before believe or declare. I do believe or I do declare. That sounds right. Sui generis, common Latin phrase. More in Mexico City, Moss. Downturn is maybe a sag or a lag or a sag makes more sense than a lag. A dip. That sounds better. Like a stock market downturn or something like that. Easily duped person could be a patsy maybe, or a naif that's not long enough, or maybe a patsy. Doesn't look good, but doesn't look like it makes phrases. Oh, 34 down is probably ad hoc. So an easily duped person is a chump. There we go. That's what we wanted. Okay. Michelangelo marble masterpiece. The Pietà, probably. Are there others? Oh, David, maybe? Yeah, okay. Never mind. I guess I can't. 27 down looks like maybe stymie. Oops. Okay, so maybe it is David then. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, that only works with David, so I'm gonna leave that. Samosa tidbits. I mean, samosas could have various different fillings, but you could have a vegetable samosa with peas in it, and that would fit in 4 letters. Let's try that. Although I guess in theory you could have a potato samosa, and that could be aloo. I think that's unlikely. Without more explicit indication in the clue. Dairy product with curds. Cottage cheese, maybe? It's got curdled, cheese and curds. Looks that might send a chill down one's spine. Icy, so 33 down Ricci, maybe Christina Ricci. Icy stares, maybe, or icy glares. I guess it could be either of those. Fruits often poached with cinnamon. Poached pears. So that's a reasonably common dessert. None of it's true. Lies, you might cry indignantly. Disposable coaster at a bar. I don't know. A little cardboard coaster? Is there a name for that? A koozie? No, that's not really what that is. Disposable coaster at a bar. I don't know if there's a word for that. Ocean poet, or because it might not be a word for that. It might be another item that's used as a disposable coaster, but I don't know either of those things. Ocean poetically. The deep, maybe? That's kind of a, or the blue, the deep. That feels like a poetic way to refer to the ocean. I'm not sure that's right. I'm going to put it in pencil, which has been recommended to me when I solve puzzles this way. I so rarely do it, and in fact, I don't like actually doing it because I have to sort of try and get my mouse cursor over there without looking at the down answers. But anyway, I need to figure out if there's a keyboard shortcut for that. Carnival confection, or when oh, here we go. Carnival confection, or when reparsed, a hint to what appears 3 times in this puzzle. Carnival confection. What could that be? Candy floss. What is the other phrase for candy floss? What is that called? I'm just trying to think of things that are served in sort of cones. Is there any way it's that? It could be a cone, an ice cream cone. That's not really specific to carnivals. I'm trying to think of things that are specific to carnivals. Corn dogs? No. Why can I not see what this is? I'm trying to think, are there ways to sort of read these by bouncing around in them or something? What did it say again? Carnival confection, or when reparsed. A hint to what appears 3 times in this puzzle. What does that mean? I have absolutely no idea. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to come back to it. Dad in Korean. I do not know that, unfortunately. Though, albeit, maybe? I'm not sure that's right, but I don't know. We'll leave it in for now. Soccer score. I guess you can say like ones, as in 1 all, or 2. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what we're looking for. And even if I were, I wouldn't know what number it is. Member of the South Asian diaspora is Desi. It's a term to refer to those from the South Asian diaspora. They need a push to get started. Button? I'm not sure. Raison d'être in French is literally reason to be. Okay, so now I need to start inferring things. This is probably... Oh, icy stairs. And this wasn't deep. Because look, it appears 44 down is probably Mount Sinai. That's good. That's helpful. That at least that proves one of my guesses. Ocean poetically. But now I don't know what that is. What's the ocean in 4 letters that ends with an N? I don't know. Not sure about that. Dad in Korean. Oof, I don't know what that is either. What about 35 down? Oh, pouty lips, probably. Wonder what the clue on that is. I'll be curious. Ocean poetically. Oh, the main. Yes. Okay. Right. I mean, I think we probably in common speech retain that mainly through the longer phrase, the Spanish main. So Dad in Korea. I just don't know. How am I ever going to get this? Is it Opa? Is that or Appa? Maybe. I've definitely heard those as Korean words. Opa I've heard. I don't think that means dad. I think that means something else that I don't actually know. but Appa, the reason I would guess that is because linguistically, there's a theory that I find absolutely fascinating, which is that the reason in so many languages the words for, a child's words for mother and father are some version of sort of ma and pa or mama and papa is because the first vocal exclamation, a sort of first controlled vocal exclamation, not just sort of crying, a child learns to do is just sort of putting its lips together and vocalizing and opening its lips. So ma, 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 ma. It's about the simplest version of controlled speech or, consonants that you can create. Syllables, I should say. And the person who is around the child most often tends to be its mother. And so that gets, historically interpreted as the child addressing the mother. And then sort of the next easiest thing to do is to to kind of block that up a bit more. Pa, 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 pa. And so who's the next most frequent person the child is around is the father. So this new vocalization sort of turns into a way to address the father. So you've got ma, 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 and pa, pa, pa. And so that makes me wonder if the word for father in Korean might be similar to these and be appa, which is, just exactly the same thing, just in a slightly different orientation than in, for example, English or various other European languages. Um, and that's my only way to guess, so I'm going to put that in. Anyway, carnival confection, or when reparsed, a hint to what appears 3 times in this puzzle. Yeah, I still don't have a clue about that, unfortunately. That is so frustrating. What is that called? Why can I not think of that? I don't even think this is relevant to the answer, but why can I not think of the word for the fluffy, sweet stuff that you get at a carnival other than candy floss? What is that called? Cotton candy. Good Lord. Okay. Maybe it is that, actually. Sorry, now that I've finally thought of this, because it does have COTT. Oh, it is. It's caught on C and Y. Wow. Okay. If only I had been able to think of that earlier. I don't know why that disappeared from my brain. But yeah, look at that. If we parse this in a sort of cryptic way, we have COTT on C and Y. And so here it is. COTT are on the letters C and Y. And that is it. Wow, boy, that took me long enough. Okay, anyway, 50 down looks like gas cap, probably. They need a push to get started, not sure. 63 down could be old or ole or ola. 64 down could be TBD or TBA for to be determined or to be announced. Oh, pedals need a push to get started, or does that work? Yeah, it makes plausible looking words. Olay tea, something oil. Disposable coaster at a bar. I mean, 58 down could be foil or coil. I don't know, though. 59 down could be ants. Less likely ants, but possible. Don't know. 51 down looks like spec, probably. Maybe it is ants. Disposable coaster at a bar. 48 down looks like peerage, maybe referring to kind of the nobility of a monarchy. It could be. Let's try it and see. Soccer score. It doesn't look great. Oh no, it just means a goal. It doesn't mean a score as in the points. Good Lord. Okay. That was simpler than I was making it. Okay. So disposable coaster at a bar. So 54 down. Don't know. 55 down radar, probably. 56 down looks like style. So disposable coaster. Oh, a beer mat? Is that... why is that phrase not familiar? Anyway, I don't know. That's the answer, I think. Okay. A city that's home to the Shitanoji Temple. What is this? This, I mean, clearly it's a Japanese city. So Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. What else would fit here? I'm sure there are many others that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. I don't know. 12 down looks like maybe air parade. Is that something like an air show, maybe? Central Plains tribe. It's not going to be Cree again. 13 down. I mean, I don't know. DDR, the former German state? Central Plains tribe now. DDE, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Boy, it just looks like Cree again, but it's obviously not. 44 down could be EER, air, a contraction of ever. Could be, what, EEO, equal employment opportunity? Fort Logan? Fort Bogey? I have no idea what 11 down is. 23 down could be ho-hos, actually. Hard to think what else that would be. Oh, maybe it is Osaka. Oh, and then 28 down is Nokia, the cell phone manufacturer. And then 29 down is snaps, which is a word. Okay. All right, I'm getting there. Can I somehow finish this off? Central Plains tribe. Is there any way 12 down is not air parade? I can't think what else it would be. Central Plains tribe. Why can I not think what this is? there anything else 13 down could be? DDR, DDE, DD, drunken disorderly conduct, DDC, is that something? I don't think that looks like it would make for a good 20 across anyway. Central Plains Tribe. The thing that I've wanted this to be basically since the beginning is Oto, but obviously that's not. I guess I'll put it in just to see, because I might have gotten something else wrong. No, that looks terrible. No, it's obviously wrong. No. I might have something else wrong. I mean, add slogans? No. Boy, I want that to be R. I might have to give up on this because I just don't really know what to do here. Well, no, Air Parade could be wrong. Air Parade would be wrong if Fade were wrong. I remembered, let's see, is tide definitely right? Yes, tide is 100% correct. A rising tide lifts all boats. Oh, wait a second. Yes, if this is Oto, which was my first thought when I saw this after Cree, then that could be Stooges. Does that help? Hit Parade. That's like I don't know, some kind of hit music thing. And then layered haircut. Oh, is shag haircut maybe? 13 down would be a do, and 14 down would be G, like Gee Whiz. No, okay, I still have something wrong. Okay, at this point now, I just need to start. Now I've made it as far as I'm going to make it. Let's see if I can. We'll look at the downs. We'll use this as an excuse to both read the down clues and find my mistake. So crossword construction, e.g., is a craft. To settle as a debt is to repay it. They outrank viscounts, are earls, all right, in a peerage. And then, yes, system of hereditary titles and noble ranks. There we go. That is indeed a peerage. Okay, literary postscripts are epilogues. A group that votes together is a voting bloc. Like some ales and health bars, they're OT. If you're living life openly in a way, you're out. A garment with cups is a bra. Oh, okay. So this is an apricot tart, not a tort. I should have caught that because I did think, wouldn't a tort have an E at the end? And indeed it would. So this is an apricot tart. Ah, that's a shame. There we go. Okay. Anyway, we'll finish this off. Opposite of neath is o'er, underneath, over. Betting recklessly at the poker table is to be on tilt. Moe, Larry, and Curly are the three stooges. Listing of top tunes is a hit parade. Yeah, it is music. Much ado about nothing. Fancy that is G. Will you let me please, can I? Snack cakes with swirls are ho-hos. Obama Health Law for short, the Affordable Care Act, ACA. What's up, Doc? Asks Bugs Bunny. Totally hamper someone is to stymie their goals. Finnish telecom giant is Nokia. Kudos at a poetry slam are snaps. School with a cheer, go Tigers. LSU, Louisiana State University. That's funny. So that's sort of go spelled as though it were a French word. Spinner of silk is a spider. Actress Christina of Yellow Jackets, Christina Ricci. Like some committees, they're ad hoc. Desired effect of a plumping gloss would be pouty lips. Sudden surge is a spate. Summer drink suffix is aid, as in lemonade. OT, overtime, presumably high point. Oh, no, it's not. It's Old Testament. Sorry. Old Testament high point is Mount Sinai. So, yeah, named in the Bible. Flexible card in blackjack is the ace. Pre-DVD format is VHS. System of hereditary titles and noble ranks is the peerage. Tank top is a gas cap, right? So the top of your car gas tank. Design detail would be a spec. R2 response, am not. You might protest. Doppler device is a radar. Fashion sense would be style. To bring to 212 degrees is boil, or if you use Celsius, 100 degrees. Easier to remember. Towering Tolkien creatures, I should say. People always pull me up on that. Are ents. If you got worked up, say you got mad. A chest-beating mammal is an ape. Copa Mundial shout would be ole, so that's the World Cup. Still undecided in brief would be to be determined, right? I forgot about that, but yeah, TBA or TBD. Product of the Camellia sinensis plant would be tea, and that is the puzzle. All right, there we go. So, all right, I did reasonably well. I made this one mistake ultimately that I really should have caught, and it just didn't occur to me at the time. But yes, should have thought that that's a tart, and a tart, more associated with fruits anyway than a tort. So should have caught it, didn't. And we've got our theme, this cotton candy theme. For some reason, inexplicably, I could not remember the term cotton candy. I could only remember candy floss. That was absolutely infuriating. That feeling of knowing that you know something, and not only that you know it, but that you should know it instantly, that it should be completely obvious, and yet I just could not summon it to my mind. And it's even bizarre that I intuited. My brain must have even sort of noticed the letters in here and thought, oh, it's that obvious phrase that you know, and yet I even with that, even with having most of the letters of it, I could not bring it to mind until I came back later. That is so bizarre how that works. Anyway, it turned out to be the theme, cotton candy, COTT on C and Y. And there we go. A nice, simple, ultimately, should have been simpler for me, Tuesday theme and a Tuesday crossword. There we have it. Thanks for joining me for this edition of the Daily Solve. I'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday crossword, which I will solve normally. And hope you join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.